Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Amethyst Rune Witch, and today I'm going to be talking to you about spell timings, like timing your spell so it's got the best oomph, like the most power behind it to actually happen. There's a few things to take into account when talking about timing a spell, and some of them, at least one of them, is a little bit complicated because there's a bit of maths involved, but it's genuinely just timing your spell right to give it the best chance. So there's one of them is days of the week. So if your spell relates heavily or has a lot of moon associations, you can do it on a Monday. If it's relating to the emotions, again, a Monday is great. Anything relating to justice, court cases, Tuesday. Tuesday's your best bet because it's Tuesday, it's Tyr's Day, and Tyr was the Norse god of justice and fairness and all of that. So there's associations within the name. If it's to do with wisdom, insights, knowledge, Wednesday is actually a really good day for that because those are all associations of Odin, and that's who Wednesday is named for. It was Woden's day. Woden was another name for Odin, so that's something. Less destruction, but more, to me, storms are cleansing. So the thunder and lightning, it's a cleansing moment. So if I wanted to do something cleansing, I could do it on a Thursday. Friday, Freya's Day, Frigg's Day, it's to do with love, it's to do with, if Odin's the All-Father, then his partner, who would be, I can never remember whether it's Freya or Frigg, it's one of the two. Friday would be a really good day because that's who is associated with Friday. Love spells are good on a Friday because Fridays are, I believe, are also associated with Venus and Aphrodite. So there's a whole host of things. Saturday is Saturn's day. So whether the planet or the god, whatever associations, you can ascribe that to the day as well. So success, a good harvest, do it on a Sunday because it's all associated with the sun. If you want to bring joy, if you want to, bless someone, do it on a Sunday. I'm not saying you have to do it on those days. It's just those days could add to your spell. And then we've got the time of day. So anything relating to the moon can be done between sunset and sunrise when it's dark and the sun's not out. At the same time, you could also argue that you could do it when, after moonrise, but before the moon sets, which changes, throughout the year. So I would look those up if you want to do it when the sun is risen, sun is in the sky. Again, anything associated with the sun, you can do it during the day. Obviously, peak sun energy is going to be noon, midday. But, it's up to you which time, whether it's the morning, the afternoon, the evening, doesn't matter. Pick when you want to do it. However, this is where it gets complicated. There are planetary hours during the day. Not just during the day, during the night as well. So this really is where it gets complicated, and this is something that I personally don't do. But essentially, what you do is sunrise to sunset. That during that period during the day where the sun is up and in the sky, divide that by the planets. It's not going to be an hour per planet. It's going to be more in the summer. You know, it's going to be longer planetary hours in the summer than in the winter, but that's okay. So all you do is you work out, you know, divide the length of time by the planets, you've got a planetary hour. And then for each one, it's each planet. I can never remember what order they go in. I do have a book with that information in. It's all in a little table. It's complicated and I don't go near it. So I know where to find the information. It's in a book called Witchcraft and Magic Spells. I'm going to grab it actually, just because I'm talking about the book and you guys might find it useful. So you might want to, you know, acquire the book. So bear with me. Hello, Luna. I'm just going to grab this book off my desk. So it's actually called A Practical Guide to Witchcraft and Magic Spells by Cassandra Eason. I do quite like this, actually. There's a lot of information in here. Can I remember where it is? Is it in this bit? With the phases of the moon. No, it's after that, I believe. Planets and angels. Planetary days. Yep. Sunday's the sun. Moon is Monday. Tuesday's also the day of Mars. So any association with Mars. Wednesday's Mercury. So again, it's a planetary thing. Thursday's Jupiter. Friday is Venus. There you go. There's the Venus connection. And Saturday is Saturn. Here we go. Magical hours. The hours of the day. Hang on. 27. Oh no, I've just looked at those. And so there's a pattern with it all. So sunrise to sunset. It's not just a table, it's a whole page plus information. But to calculate the magical hours, you need to divide the time from sunrise to sunset and then the time between sunset and sunrise by 12. Oh, so it's not by the planets. Gotcha. The height of some of the days are much longer than the night, so each day hour will be longer than the night hours. And obviously, same again at winter, because the night hours are going to be longer than the day hours. Spring and autumn equinoxes, so March and September, it's equal. Day and night are equal, so it's pretty okay. But yeah, so it's divided by 12 and that's the list. It seems to start with, so the first hour is whatever the day is associated with. So the first day hour of Sunday is associated with the sun. First hour of Monday is associated with the moon, and so on. So we've got the 7. Oh, that's interesting. That actually is interesting. I've learnt something. But it's not, the order they go in isn't automatically. So the second day hour of Sunday isn't associated with the moon. It's actually associated with Venus. So there's a whole table, it's a whole page of information. But if you want to see this for yourself, plus all the other information, I would recommend this. I use it rather a lot. So this is that. But also with spells and the timing of it, you've got the different zodiac signs. So you've got the season. So Virgo season is really good for being grounded and organized and getting all your ducks in a row. Aquarius is good for the free thinking, creative, rebellious side of spell work. Pisces is always good for emotional spells. But we can sometimes forget. We remember that the new and the full moons are in particular signs, but between those you've got the you've got the moon sign. So the sign that the moon is in it can also be useful. That's usually what I use when trying to work out when to do a spell, especially if I'm doing a spell for a client. If someone's come and said to me, I'd like some help with this, can you help me? I will 100% do it. I forgot to write this down, but you've also got the moon phases. So the different the different phases of the moon. So the new moon, it's new beginnings, new start. The full moon, you've got that peak, strong energy. But we've got the waning moon, whether it's waxing or waning. And if you're wanting to grow something, if you want something to come to you from within the spell, for example, if you're calling love to you, you could do it during a waxing moon that is the sign of Pisces, but could also be Leo. Now, the moon takes 2 to 2.5 days to move through any sign. So I would recommend getting either an app on your phone, or if you're like me and you need something that's slightly more easily visual, that you could be on, you could be talking to a friend and be on a video call and want to talk about, moon signs, then Moon Phase Studios does a year-long calendar. It's in a wheel and it gives the names of all the full moons. I was gifted one. I believe it was beginning of 2023. I didn't get one for 2024, but I'm getting one for 2025. So that's the thing. So, I loved it last year when I had it. I've missed it this year because I haven't had it. So there is that as well. But yeah, no, each day it tells you what sign the moon's in, what phase the moon's in. It's a whole thing. if you're wondering, Moonface Studios. I will pop the website in the description below. But yeah, that's spell timings. It's not just what day of the week. You know, if you can't wait until the moon is in a particular sign, in a particular season, on a particular day of the week, because you know that's not an everyday thing. You could pick the day of the week where the moon is in a particular phase to do the spell. It's not hard and fast. You have to do the spell at this time, and you know, none of that. This is what I like about magic. This is what I like about being a witch. How I do my spells can be different to how you do your spells, and that's okay. How I do my spells could inspire you on how to do your spells. You know, the options are endless. There's no hard and fast rule. There's no one going to be saying, oh, you have to do it on this day at this time and all of that. It's bonkers, to be quite honest. I don't agree with it, but you know, whichever feels right to you, do it. I've got a moon calendar on my phone. I'm probably going to get rid of it, but I've had it this year because I haven't had my poster. But I'm going to have the poster for 2025, so I'll be fine. You know, I might even do a video about hanging that up because I don't even know where I'm going to put it right now. So I've got it. I've got the hanger. I've got a particular hanger. I did that deliberate. But I've not got many spaces where I can put it. I don't want to put it there. See, I get distracted. So now I'm thinking, where am I going to put it? Because I don't want to put it too high on a wall because then it's going to be, you know, I'm not going to be able to view it easy. That's a whole separate issue for me to deal with another day. That's a whole separate issue for me to deal with when I get the poster. That's when it's going to be. That's when I'm going to start worrying a little bit. But again, I hope this has been helpful. I hope it's given you some information that you might not have considered. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you haven't minded me rambling a little bit. I do that. I get distracted easily. It's a rabbit hole to be me. Never know what's going to happen from, you know, when you dive in. But anyway, I hope it's been useful. If you know someone who might find this useful, please share it with them. If you have learned something, give it a like. If you have any questions, please do pop them in the comments. I will respond. If you've got requests for particular information that I may not have, you know, that I haven't already covered, again, I am open to suggestions. Please do suggest away, and I will get to them. The videos may not come out immediately. They will go on my list. I've got a calendar, you know, I've got a list, a whole thing. There's a whole thing with that. It's a thing. But yeah, I hope it's been good. I hope you've learned something. Please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you again soon for some more informational magic making. Stay safe, everyone, and blessings to you all.